Thank you all for tuning in to podcast number 62 of Sports Talk with JWock. I am your host, Jonah Walkenfoos, and today we're going to be doing another tier list video where I'm going to be ranking the top American sports that are viewed on television, where I'm going to be ranking them based off of enjoyability while watching them. And I just want to clarify, it's not playing them because, sometimes playing the sport is more fun than watching it. But this is just going to be based off of how fun it is to actually watch the sport on live television. So just wanted to make that clear. And also, this is all my opinion. So if you guys disagree with me, comment down below what you would change in your personal tier list. But like I said, this is my personal tier list. It's my opinion. You guys don't have to. Please don't get mad at me if I don't understand or I put, your favorite sport in a tier list of something that maybe a little bit harsh to you. So please don't take it personally. This is just my opinion. So let's get right into it. So we're categorizing it by 5 different categories. The top is the must watch, where essentially it's, like if this is on TV, I'm definitely going to turn it on because when I watch TV, it's realistically only sports. So that's just me. The next tier list is good. It's definitely like if there's no must-watch sports on, I'm definitely going to probably turn on the good sports, and we'll get into that later. And then the next tier list is not bad, where it's like if the good or must-watch sports aren't on, I'm definitely going to probably turn that on, or I'll just try to find something else. But it's not bad. Like it's enjoyable to watch, but it's like not something that I'm going to watch like crazy and be like a big old sports fan into that. The next up is boring, one where I just don't find it that enjoyable to watch this sport. Maybe it's because I don't understand it as much, but a lot of the times it's kind of one of those sports you turn on and then you take a nap 20 minutes into it, if not less. And then finally, the last tier is never watched, where there are some of these sports on this list where I've just never really watched them, or I just don't understand the rules enough to be able to truly enjoy watching it. So if one of the sports you guys really like is on that never watched, don't take it personally. I just don't want to rank a sport harshly for something that I don't know too much about. So let's get right into this tier list where we have some real good major sports, where we have Formula One racing. I'm going to put this into never watched. I've never really watched Formula racing. I've watched NASCAR, and if NASCAR was on here, which I don't think it is, no, it's not. I would probably put it in like a not bad, because NASCAR is like pretty fun to watch, kind of sometimes, not really, but more in the not bad boring section, just because I'm not really into that stuff, especially with how long it takes. I'm more of a short attention span kind of person. I want to watch a game that takes 2 hours max. And Formula One racing, can take a while too. So, and I don't know too much about it. I don't really know too much about Formula racing. So that's why I have it in the never watched, which I believe that's Formula racing. I want to make sure. If it's not, comment down below to correct me. MMA, also another really never watched. I'm going to get the never watched out of the way. And so boxing. So we have Formula One, MMA, and boxing out of the way. I've never really watched any of those too much, just because I just don't really want to watch MMA or boxing. And then racing, I just don't really want to spend the time on that. But overall, I don't really know the rules for any of those. I've played games on the PlayStation and stuff about MMA and stuff, but overall that's kind of all that I know about that, so I don't want to rank them harshly for that. Next up, we have soccer. I'm going to put this in good. I played soccer my whole life, so that's is definitely going to be a biased take. A lot of people are probably going to put this in boring. I personally really enjoy watching soccer, but it really does depend on the situation of the game. If it's a friendly game, I would definitely put it in the boring or the not bad, just because the friendly games really don't have much intention into them. But if we're talking about tournaments where it's the World Cup, or we're talking about, the English Premier League or La Liga or the Serie A league, I definitely enjoy watching that because there's actual intention with these players. They're playing with, the intention to win the cup for that specific league or tournament. So it makes it a lot more enjoyable. I do get it, though. A lot of people are going to be like, it's not fun to watch because everybody just flops. I fully get that, but I really enjoy watching soccer, but I don't think it's a must watch. And the next one is definitely a must watch for me. I love watching the NBA. As you guys know, I talk mostly about NBA on this channel. I'm trying to branch out a little more. But I'm trying to gain a little bit more knowledge in these sports as well. So I'm not harshly talking about something and being completely unknowledgeable about those sports. But the NBA and just basketball in general is so fun to watch to me. I played it for so long. I love playing it, but like I said, I'm not ranking it based off of that. But it's still super enjoyable to watch. It's super fresh, and you could just see so many talented players and so many really athletic players playing. It's just really fun to watch overall. Next up, we have NFL. This is another must watch for me. I love watching the NFL, especially the Denver Broncos, because that's my favorite team. But it's also just enjoyable to watch just, Sunday night football, Monday night football, stuff like that. It's just a nice, it's just really cool to watch. I have a lot of nostalgia watching sports, and, it's Sunday night. You hear the Sunday night football song playing, and, you're on the dinner table while the music's playing and the game's about getting ready to start, and you're doing homework because you're depressed that you have school the next day. But yeah, NFL is just so fun to watch. I love watching football as well. Next up, we have the MLB and baseball in general. I'm going to put this in not bad. I think with the new pitching timer, or the pitching count rule, whatever it's called, the pitching timer, where it kind of speeds up the games, I think it's definitely jumped up a tier from boring to not bad. I thought baseball was kind of boring before that because, it felt like the games took forever, which a lot of real baseball fans actually have shown frustration, and they wish it would go back to the old rules. But I personally like this new rule because for someone like me, I lose my attention span really quick, and baseball is a lot more enjoyable to watch now. It's pretty popular. It's been popular for a very long time, and I think it's just a very classic sport, and you can't go wrong with watching a baseball game every once in a while. Next up, we have volleyball. This I'm also going to put in not bad, just because I feel like volleyball is one of those sports, for both men and guys watching them, and specifically the Olympics, that's the time I usually only watch that because it's not really on TV outside of that. It's pretty fun to watch. I think it's pretty entertaining. It's pretty fast paced, and that's the kind of sports I really like watching. And overall, it's like I said, it's not bad. It's just a sport that if you got soccer, basketball, or football on TV, I'm probably gonna watch that instead. But volleyball is not horrible to watch. It's also very fun to play. So, next up we have NCAA baseball. I'm just going to put this in the same ranking as, I'm going to put it, in the same ranking as MLB. I mean, it's the same thing to me. Baseball is baseball to me. I don't really watch MLB I'm going to put NCAA baseball and never watch, because I don't really watch, college baseball, at all, actually. I would much rather just watch the MLB. I don't really pay too much attention to college baseball, and it's not really on TV for me, so I never really watch it. Next up, we have college basketball. It says NCAA. It's kind of cut off there. This is definitely good, and here's my reasoning. If we're talking about specifically just March Madness, that's definitely a must watch, at the top of the list. You cannot go wrong with watching March Madness basketball and just tournament style basketball. But the regular season college basketball games are just not as fun to watch, in my opinion. I know it sounds weird, but it's just a lot more boring than, when there's an actual tournament. I don't know. It's just lower level basketball than the NBA, obviously, because you're going from collegiate to professional level. But I don't know. College basketball is still very enjoyable to watch. The regular season, I personally still watch because I like to watch, potential draft prospects for the upcoming NBA draft. But I'm mostly just a March Madness fan. And you know what? I'm going to have to rate... No, it's going to stay in good because the regular season drops it. If it was just March Madness, that's definitely a must-watch. But anyways, that's going to be college basketball. Next up, we have NHL. This is also... I'm probably going to put in a good ranking. I think NHL is pretty fun to watch regardless. It's definitely one where it's like, while I'm waiting for another game to happen, whether that's the NBA or the NFL, I don't mind watching NHL occasionally, especially the Colorado Avalanche. They're very fun to watch. But overall, like, nothing too crazy. The Stanley Cup playoffs and stuff, like the NHL playoffs and the Stanley Cup final. Sorry, I mixed the two. They're really fun to watch, and I really enjoy watching that. But the regular season, once again, it's okay. But at that time, there's NBA games, there's NFL games. I'd rather watch those games. Next up, we have tennis, and this is going to be the first boring. I'm sorry, all you tennis fans, if any of you tennis fans are watching this. Tennis isn't a bad sport. It's just not really my cup of tea. I remember the last time I watched tennis, we were on vacation waiting. We had to wait like an hour to go somewhere, and I literally I fell asleep after like 10 minutes watching it. It got really boring to me. Nothing against the sport. I just really don't enjoy watching it. It's super slow paced and just very quiet and just not energetic. So yeah. Next up, we have college football. This is a must watch. College football in the regular season is super fun to watch. I love the rivalries that is always taking place, and just like seeing these top tier teams and these top conferences going at it, and just this new college football playoffs format is pretty cool to watch. And I just like watching college football. It's just great, it just reminds me that it's fall. Like, it's just a great season when college football is around the corner, and it's actually coming up soon, so that's really exciting. And then finally we have, it looks like lacrosse. I've never really watched lacrosse. You can't really see it. It's like navy blue. That's like a terrible color that they chose there. But lacrosse I've never really watched. I've known people that have played lacrosse, but I've seen highlights on SportsCenter and ESPN and stuff doing the top 10 plays and stuff, but I just really don't have. I mean, lacrosse to me is like never on TV for what channels we have. So, yeah, anyways, that is going to be the end of the tier list. Let me know what you guys think down below. I think this is a pretty good list overall. I'm pretty satisfied with this list, but let me know what you guys think, what you guys would change, and comment down below what is your number one sport that you personally enjoy watching. But anyways, thank you all so much for tuning in to another amazing episode of Sports Talk with JWock. This was podcast number 62, and I do want to get another collab episode where I'm going to have a special guest on occasionally or soon, I guess. The date is to be determined, but we'll figure that out soon. Just check me out on all social media platforms down below in the description. And anyways, thank you guys so much for tuning in to an amazing episode of Sports Talk with JWock. I will see you all next week. Have an amazing week. God bless.